Every decision that you've ever made, every single one, has been made from one of two places inside of you. And for the vast majority of people watching this video, people who live on this planet, we've been making decisions, taking action from the most flawed, the most disempowered, the most traumatized version of ourselves. And we've been doing this our whole life. And in today's video, we're going to explore how to transcend that and make decisions from the most empowered part of ourselves. And I'm also going to talk about an email that I got just a few years ago. Changed my entire trajectory in life. It's actually from somebody who walked side by side with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And this person discovered me and sent me a life-changing email. And I'm going to tell you about it here in this video. So stay tuned. Hi there, welcome to the channel. My name is Jamal Javanji, in case you're new here and we haven't met each other officially yet. I'm the author of the Amazon best-selling book called Living for a Living, and I'm also the founder and CEO of a coaching and consulting company called Free to Love Coaching Solutions LLC. And I'm really glad that you're here today. We're gonna talk about how to actually make decisions from a place that will completely change your trajectory in life. And it's vital that we start making decisions from this other place. So let's get right into it. We're going to talk about where the majority of people, unfortunately, where the majority of people, I include myself in this for a lot of years of my life, where we make decisions, typically where we make decisions from. And that is, for the vast majority of people, it's very natural, no judgment here, but we make decisions from our logical mind, right? Our programmed mind. And this is very normal. Most of us, right, we go through life, we have experiences, and we learn what is quote unquote possible for us and what is impossible for us. And largely what's possible for you and what's impossible for you, even though you may not have consciously thought about what's possible for you and what's impossible for you, there is a ceiling that we all have. And there's a ceiling of like, oh, I can do this, but I really can't do this. Where does that come from? Where do you get these ideas of what you can do and what you cannot do? It comes from our logical mind. It comes from what we've experienced, what we've succeeded at in the past, and yes, also what we have quote unquote failed at in the past. And I use air quotes for failed because I actually don't believe in failure at all. Everything is an education. That's probably a whole other conversation. But yeah, what we've experienced, what we've succeeded at, what we failed at, this is what becomes our limits in life. And the logical mind makes decisions based upon those inputs from the past, right? So people who make decisions and take actions from the logical mind, what's logical to you. Again, somebody else may say that's very illogical. Again, we're not here to judge that. We're just here. So in your own brain, in your own mind, there are things that make sense to you. And there are things that don't make sense to you. And when we make decisions from that place of the mind, we struggle to actually get ahead in life. As a matter of fact, when you take actions from that place, you're going to get the same results every single time. Okay? Obviously, that's part of the work I do as a life coach. We help people really see the mind, the limited mind that has been calling all the shots in our life. And we actually help people see exactly how that's holding us back. And it's important that we begin to see that in ways that, and most people have no idea how absolutely on an everyday basis, how we are literally choosing what we do and don't do on a daily basis from this logical mind. And this is how patterns perpetuate and keeps us stuck, okay? But there's a second place that we have, that all of us have inside of us. There's a second place that we can make decisions from as well. Not just the logical mind. There's another dimension. I like to call it a dimension. It's a whole other dimension that exists in our internal environment. And when we begin to, first of all, recognize what that dimension is within us, and then when we begin to make decisions from that place, this is when life starts to like powerfully change. Timelines begin to collapse. You can experience vast quantities of change in a short period of time. And if you and I have worked together in the past, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's very common for a lot of my clients that I work with who tell me, how did I get here in just a year? of working with you. And I'm not, this is literally what I hear a lot. People say, man, where was I a year ago? Wow, how much life has changed. Yeah, because we learn how to tap into this dimension internally. There's a dimension internally that is what I call your most unvarnished self. It's your most whole, your most powerful self. It's the self that has not been affected by your past, right? By the past traumas that come from what you've experienced, even come from your family dynamics, from your ancestry, from your culture. There's a part inside of us that is literally infinite in power and wisdom and ability. I know it sounds crazy. It's true. Okay, it's true. It exists. And when we begin making decisions and taking action from that version of ourselves, this is when life changes, and it changes quickly. Something to keep in mind, right? When we begin taking action or making decisions from our most aligned, powerful, unvarnished self, the decisions you'll make from that place will scare you. Not in a bad way, but they'll challenge you. You'll make decisions that your logical mind would never make, because the logical mind is largely governed by fear, by perceptions of lack, by perceptions of limitation. So you'll start making decisions, taking actions that will literally scare the crap out of you, scare the life out of you, right? Because you're going to think that you're going to die, or you're putting yourself in a very dangerous place. But that is literally how the logical mind keeps us stuck in the comfort zone of what's known. Now, we don't want to do this, right? I work with people all the time that say, I want to change my life. I want to experience my dreams. And there's a part of us that the most unvarnished self, the part of us that's the most empowered and the most loved, this is the part of us that actually carries our greatest dreams and desires. So when we dream of what our life could be, the things we want to experience, that's where it comes from. It doesn't come from the logical mind. Because the logical mind dreams and living into your highest desires, it's very scary to that part of us. So when you start making decisions, right, from your most empowered self, it will challenge you and scare you. But only when you start making decisions and taking action from that place, that's only when life actually changes. Most of us are waiting for life to change, waiting for some break to happen, something to come from the outside, someone to help you, discover you, whatever it may be. And that's never going to happen until you start making aligned decisions with your most empowered self. So which comes first, the chicken or the egg? What comes first is you starting to tap into your most aligned self and making decisions from that place. When I'm working with a client, one of the things that we do pretty quickly in the coaching process is we do a deep dive into the people that you admire, right? The folks I'm working with, who is it that they admire, right? We all have people that we admire. A lot of folks don't even realize who they admire. Everybody, I've never met a human being on the planet that doesn't look up to someone, admire someone, feel inspired by someone. We all have that in our life. That's why I like to ask the question, who inspires you? So I'll ask you that question watching the video today. Who inspires you? Who gets your attention? Who makes your posture raise and your heart to swell, right? It could be anybody. It could be somebody from your life. Maybe it's a teacher. Maybe it's someone in your family, somebody from your past. We've all come across people that we just deeply admire, right? Maybe there's someone in your life from the past or even presently that's in your life that you admire. Who is that for you? Maybe it's like a pop culture, somebody like an actor, somebody in our society that you don't know personally, but maybe they're famous. Maybe you've heard about them. Maybe it's a musician, an actor, a sports figure, whoever it may be. Political figure. Who inspires you? Right? Who is it? There's got to be somebody. Maybe it's somebody from history, right? From world events and history, that you know their story. It's somebody's biography, somebody that you've read about. Who is it that inspires you? And the reason this is an important question is because the person you admire, that you look up to, that you find yourself drawn to, the reason you look up to them, and I want you to listen to this, is because they are embodying, or they have embodied, a dimension of you that's inside of you, that's true of you. And what you are gravitating to in them is actually you. It's a part of you. Now, they may have lived it differently. It may look different for them because they lived a different individual life than you. But that dimension that you're seeing, the only reason you aspire to it is because it's inside of you. If it was not in you, you could not recognize it in them. Likeness only recognizes likeness. If there's no likeness in you, you will not recognize it in another. Yes, it's true. This is why you need to pay attention to the people that inspire you, because it is you. Does that make sense? When we get very clear with intention about who is inspiring us, who we look up to, and when we understand, right, that that person is embodying something that's true of us, the more intentionally focused on that person that we become, you actually start to call their energy into your life. This may be true if they're living or even if they've passed. Doesn't matter if they've passed on. Maybe they lived a long time ago. I want to tell you a story about how this actually happened for me, okay? Now, there's several people that I look up to and admire. There's lots of people, both people I know, people that I don't know, people from history, right? I have many teachers in that sense. But one person who I've always, even since childhood, that I've always found myself just almost mesmerized by, drawn to in many ways, has been Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Even as a child, can't tell you why, I was always drawn to him. He lived before I was born. Obviously, I was not alive when he lived. But when I've learned about him, when I've listened to his speeches and hear about things he did and said, and it just deeply moves me and stirs something in me. And that's always been the case. Well, a few years ago when I was doing some inner work and really getting conscious about the things I'm talking to you about today, about, recognizing who inspires you, I started to really focus on Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and realize and get curious about why he inspires me and how that may translate to me in my life. I'm obviously very different context, but what that means for my work in the world and who I'm here to be, right? And it was right around that same time, and this, you cannot make this up, I kid you not. I got an email, random email from somebody I didn't know. Now, the person who sent me this email was an older gentleman by the name of Dr. Virgil Wood. Dr. Virgil Wood. I'd never heard of Dr. Virgil Wood, but when I opened the email, I recognized the title or the subject of the email was something about your book, Living for a Living. And I wrote a book, as I mentioned earlier. It's called Living for a Living. This is the book, Living for a Living. I wrote it. It was published in 2019, so been out for a few years now. But this person, Dr. Virgil Wood, he found my book and he read it. And from time to time, I will get correspondence from folks who read my book, and they'll tell me what they think of it and how it's impacted them or spoke to them and that kind of thing. And so he was somebody who read my book, and he said, let me explain to you who I am. And he told me who he was. It turns out Dr. Virgil Wood was an older gentleman. I think he was in his 90s at that time, late 80s or early 90s. And he told me that about his work in the civil rights movement. Turns out, I did research on the guy, turns out that he was not just involved in the civil rights movement, he was a pioneer of it. He was a close confidant of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. They walked side by side and worked together. He knew the family. He was very close with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and also his father, Dr. Martin Luther King Sr. And Dr. Virgil Wood was instrumental in the civil rights movement, getting it off the ground and assisting Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and did a lot of amazing work in his life. He ended up retiring in Texas, and he told me, he said, after Dr. King was assassinated, this was his thoughts. He told me that he felt that a lot of his heart towards the economy and about money and about helping people become empowered to live according to their deepest dreams and passions. This was a huge part of his message. And Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. wrote about this and talked about it. He called it the beloved economy. That was his term for it. But he said, that message largely got lost after his death and got, kind of politicized and watered down. And he feels like that message was was kind of missing for many years. And he said, but when I read your book, Living for a Living, which I can't even believe what I'm hearing. He said, when I read your book, Living for Your Living, he said, it was Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s spirit that was coming through your book. It was his heart. It was literally what I witnessed in him. He embodied it. And I haven't seen it since until I picked up your book. And it just so moved me that there is a new generation of people that are talking about the things that were passionate to him. I just couldn't believe it. Not in a million years would I ever expect it. It just so deeply moved me to get that email. And he wanted to talk to me. He gave me his phone number, personal phone number. This is a living legend in our nation's history. And he gave me his phone number and he said, I'd love to talk to you. Can we set up a call? And we did. We set up a phone call and I talked with him by phone, and just the energy and blessing that just was imparted to me through even just talking. We talked a couple of times on the phone and we actually wanted to meet. He was retired and living in Texas, outside of Dallas at the time. And we tried to arrange a meeting, but unfortunately we weren't able to make that happen, and then he passed away. But I think the whole point was just getting that email and recognizing, and that's some emails you save, that's one that will go to my grave with me, because it helped me realize who I am. No, I'm not Martin Luther King Jr. That's not who I am, right? He lived a very different life than I'm living. But that dimension of him that I was always drawn to, that is alive and well in me, and that is going to inform my life and my future in the work that I'm doing. Now, why am I telling you this story? Okay? Why am I telling you this story? I'm telling you this story because there is someone out there for you, somebody you look up to, that is literally embodying a dimension of you that needs to be unlocked in you. And when you start making decisions from that place, you are going to call a whole different life forward that you didn't even think was possible for you. And so in the next few minutes before we end this video, I want to do just a quick, I want to just invite you in to just a very short meditative experience. Is that okay? Can we do that together on this video? Just want to call you in to a very, very simple but profound meditative experience. So wherever you're at, hopefully you're not driving, right? If you're seated somewhere. If not, I would ask you to take a seat, to sit comfortably in a place where you're not disrupted. Close your eyes. Feel your back straight. Feel your back straight. Just go ahead and close your eyes. And I will just ask you to open up your hands like this, palms open. Lay them gently on your lap. And I will invite you to take a deep breath in through your nose. Just take a deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale through the mouth. Let's take another deep breath in through the nose. Deep, nourishing breath. And this time as you exhale, feel your body just relax a little bit into the exhale. Feel the muscles relax a bit. Feel the tension just kind of loosen a little bit. Let's take one more deep, nourishing breath in through the nose. Deep as you can go. And then exhale through the mouth. Feel your body completely relax into the exhale. And as your eyes are closed, I want you to continue taking deep, nourishing breaths, always in through the nose and out through the mouth. I want you to feel your body, feel your heartbeat. Feel the chair that you're sitting on supporting you. Feel the ground beneath your feet supporting you. Feel your spine. Be aware that there's energy running up and down the spine throughout the body. And I just encourage you, I want you to picture in your mind's eye, as your eyes are closed, I want you to visualize a screen, a white screen, like a movie theater screen, a rectangular screen just right in front of you. That's all I want you to visualize. White screen, maybe black edges around the screen, just like a movie theater. And I'd like you to pay attention to the white screen, the white canvas, completely blank. And now what we're going to do is I want you to put on that screen the face of the person that you admire. Just see them. The face. And I want you to zoom out on the screen and I want you to see their whole body. The face and now also their body. See them standing there, looking at you, looking back at you on that screen. Just notice them. Notice their power, their confidence, their sense of certainty, their grounding. Notice their heart, their passion, what they're doing in the world, what they care about. Just notice it. Now I want you to notice them looking at you. Look into their eyes. Zoom in. If you can picture yourself zooming in to their face, look directly into their eyes. Notice their eyes looking back at you. Notice them noticing you. Notice them seeing in you what you see in them. They see in you the exact gifts that they see in themselves, that you see in them. Feel how good that feels to be recognized by the person that you admire. Let yourself go there. Now I want you to imagine that they're going to step into your life. Almost like they're going to step out of that screen and just visualize. This is just an imaginary practice. This is an imaginary practice. There's no right or wrong to this. But I want you to imagine them stepping out of that screen and stepping right into your body. Almost like they're going to inhabit your body. They're going to inhabit your body for a few minutes. I want you to think about the decisions in your life. The people that you love, the profession that you're working in, the relationships that you have. What would they do? What would be the decisions that they make with what you're facing right now in this moment? What would they do? What would they choose? Again, there's no right or wrong to this. This is really more felt. This is not something you think about with the logical mind. This is just something you feel. What would they do in your situation? What kind of decisions would they make? Yeah. And take note of that. Take note of that. Remember, what is the decisions that you're facing right now? What are the decisions that you're facing right now? And what would this person do if they were standing in your shoes right now? Okay, take a deep breath in through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. Let's take one more deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth again. And I want you to slowly open your eyes. You can roll your head a little bit, stretch your arms, stretch your muscles, and just open your eyes. Come back to this moment. Okay. How was that for you? Wasn't that amazing? You got some insight. If you did this, if you allowed yourself to go there into this brief meditation, you got some insight about what your highest version of yourself would do with the decisions you're being faced with today. And I would encourage you, after this video is done, write them down. You could even pause it now. Write those decisions down. Begin to ask for guidance. You can ask as a prayer for guidance about how you're to carry out these decisions. Those strategy will come. And if you would like some more assistance with this, of learning how to tap into your most powerful version of yourself, this is the work I do as a life coach. It is radically transformative for people who who engage in this work, who step into it with all their energy. It's very transformative. If that's something that you could benefit from, I would encourage you. Don't be shy. This is your life we're talking about. Below this video is a link. You can just look at that link. You can go to my website, hear from some folks who I've worked with previously, and there's a button that you can click on my website that will take you to a scheduling page, and you can schedule your completely free consultation call. I'm not able to work with everybody on a one-on-one capacity, but I have a program. It's a 90-day one-on-one program called the Energy Acquisition System, and that it may be a benefit to you if it's a good fit for us to work together. But first, what I like to do is just have a consultation call to hear more from you about what you're experiencing in your life, and then we can see if it's a good fit, and I can share the details with you. Okay, so don't be shy. We're talking about your life here. You are worth it. So don't be afraid to reach out and schedule your free consultation call. And this video here is for you. It's really here to serve you and to help you step into the most empowered version of yourself. I would love to hear from you. One of the things that you can do, if this video has encouraged you in any way, please don't ignore this. Just like the video right now. You can like it. I would encourage you to subscribe to the channel so you continue to stay informed of new videos that come out, and I do videos weekly here. And put in the comment section specifically, I would love to hear, who inspires you? Who do you look up to? Could be somebody we know. It could be somebody that's more personal to you, that maybe isn't famous. It doesn't matter who it is. But I'd be curious, who is it for you that you look up to? Put them in the comment. Tell us who it is in the comment section, and tell us what maybe some decisions that you're going to be making today that's different as a result of tuning into and getting conscious about this other part of you to make decisions from. Does that make sense? We'd love to hear from you in the comment section, okay? So until next time, take care of yourself and really, really have fun making these decisions, okay? Take care.